We're live on YouTube. Say hi, YouTube.
Hi. We're gonna go live with Facebook and
In 3 seconds.
Thank you for joining us today. I have Ritika. I'll introduce her in just a moment. It's a new face. Okay. It's Friday. All right. Happy Friday, Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to Disclosure Live with Brady Austin Law. I'm Heather Jamison, and today I have with me
Ritika Narayanan. Hi, y'all.
she is a new face. Today is August 31st, and I just want to take a few moments just to kind of introduce her. Today we are discussing child medical support and dental insurance coverages and some of the recent changes. But currently what she is, she's one of our associate attorneys, and she is working as far as within the family law department, and then also our probate, elder, and guardianship department. So she's definitely new, so everybody can kind of see as far as our old viewers to be able to, current cases, stuff like that. She's going to be working on some of the cases, but definitely feel free to come by and stop by and say hello and welcome her to the law firm. But first what we're going to do, like I said today on today's episode, we're going to discuss some of the recent changes to the medical the child's medical support and for dental insurance coverage. So, but first we're going to go ahead and just kind of touch bases on a few little fun things that are happening in some of the local news story. Today is National Beach Day.
I think we should be at the beach.
I know we're stuck here in the office, but everybody loves a good day at the beach. Yesterday was National Beach Day, actually. So the holiday began in 2014 to pay homage to the beauty of the beach while also calling attention to keeping them clean and safe. So by simply cleaning up, you reduce the risk of animals getting trapped and tangled in trash and lessen the chance for their homes to be destroyed. So I'm a firm believer in getting out there and doing your part and picking up some trash. So what's our next little topic?
Our next little topic is about college color days. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really excited for football season. So today is National College Colors Day. Friday before Labor Day, all across the U.S., we see students, parents, families, everybody coming together to display as part of their team and their school spirit. So if you're out there today, I hope you're wearing your college spirit colors.
Texas Tech.
Sorry,
Sorry.
we'll see you in the long one. I don't know.
You stay over there then. No. Also, one of my favorites, I always say be a good human. Today is Be Kind to Humankind Week. So this last week is Be Kind to Humankind Week. And this is an annual celebration and with kindness to recognize globally from August 25th to 31st. Each and every day of the year. The entire week celebrates each day specifically guiding people on how they should be kinder human beings during that day or that week. Basically some things as far as sacrificing our wants for others' needs on Sunday, motorist consideration on Monday, Touch a Heart Tuesday, willing to lend a hand Wednesdays, Thoughtful Thursday, and Forgive Your Foe Friday. And then of course speak nice words on Saturday. So just try to be a good human, do something nice.
I like that plan. All right, y'all, we got some good local news about Six Flags. There's a new roller coaster coming out.
Yes.
And I know we're all thinking summer's done, school's back in session. Not just yet, the fun's not done yet. So y'all, I know there's a ton of construction up and down 30 for Six Flags, but y'all need to go check it out. World's largest loop roller coaster to date. Big news for Texas, although everything's big here in Texas, so no surprise. So that new Lone Star Revolution roller coaster is going to be swinging like a pendulum, takes riders back and forth on that loop, and goes a full 360 revolution, which I'm a little bit scared, a little bit terrified of that, but I don't know if I had that thrill in me.
I will be there doing it.
Yeah, sounds like that'll be one of us then. I'll be watching you from the peanut gallery.
There you go. All right, well, let's go ahead and get on today's topic.
Okay.
So basically today we're going to discuss the recent changes in child medical support for dental insurance coverage. So we'll go ahead and kind of start with, I'm just going to kind of ask you some questions and then that way you give me your input. Basically, what is medical support in Texas?
Okay, so in Texas, y'all, we're all familiar with child support and how that is a big part of what Texas law has in place. One of the things a lot of people may not know about is that medical support is included in that. Generally, what we see happen is that parent who's paying the child support, if they can add the child or children onto their coverage at a reasonable cost, the state says reasonable is no more than 9% of that income that we're looking at. then that parent can go ahead and add them to their insurance. If the parent paying child support can't afford to do that, they'll be obligated to reimburse the parent receiving that child support for that medical amount. So that medical support, y'all keep in mind, that is something that's included in child support in the state of Texas. It's something that y'all can agree to as well. You'll want to be sure to make sure that those still meet those state guidelines and requirements and present that to a judge, but the medical support is absolutely included in insurance as part of child support.
Excellent. So what about, dental insurance? Is that included as well?
Now it is, y'all. So this is a new change. Back in 2015, September 1st, legislation passed some laws regarding dental insurance. This upcoming September of 2018 is when we get to see it go into effect.
There you go.
So we're really excited about that. I don't know about y'all, but I had braces growing up, and I know every parent uses dental insurance when they can and when they need to. So with these new laws, y'all, that dental insurance is going to be added into that medical support. State guidelines, is going to calculate that kind of the same way. Again, that parent that's paying child support can add them and have the children put on their dental insurance. Again, that reasonable amount is looked at a little bit differently, more like 1.5%. Again, if that parent paying the child support can't do that at a reasonable cost, they can go ahead and reimburse that parent receiving the child support. So big changes, we're really happy about it. It's something that we are going to move forward. But keep in mind, y'all, if you have something that was decided before September 1st of 2018, this law is not going to affect you unless you choose to modify the order that was issued before that.
So basically, it's retroactive as far as, or
Right.
not retroactive, in modification, and that's a little bit different as far as it's a modification. Basically, what a modification is, if you have that standing order, and then say,
Change in circumstance, change in income, things
yes,
like that.
you are able to go back to court, get that modification, and get that order, and then so at that point, then
Correct.
dental would be kind
Right.
of compliant. Okay.
And just like Heather said, if we're modifying that order after September 1st, 2018, so after tomorrow, then these new laws are going to be taken into effect. So keep in mind, y'all, if you have a hearing date set with the judge and you're looking to modify, go ahead and ask that judge to include dental insurance as well. Now, if you're filing originally after September 1st, the courts are going to be considering that as part of your case. But again, keep in mind, for those modifications, even if you got an order, a few years ago, if you're looking to modify this next year, that is going to be something that gets affected for your support
It's
obligations.
all about the kids, they need it.
It is, and like I said, those braces get very expensive, as I think most parents are familiar with.
Yes, the majority of them are. So basically, how is this calculated within regular child support? Because I'm sure we're gonna get asked questions, say if a person has to pay $500 a month for child support,
Right.
how does that kind of get calculated?
And that's, great question. I think that's something we all want to look at. When we're making those support obligations, we're looking at it holistically. And so with that amount that we see coming out for child support, again, those courts are going to assess that medical and dental amount and add that on. What we often see, and we got to take it back a few steps here. There's a couple ways that we do this calculation depending on where you're receiving those insurance benefits. If we're receiving some of those benefits through the state, we're going to get those calculations based on the premium amount for the person receiving those benefits.
Okay.
Again, that parent that then is paying out that support is going to be obligated to pay at that state guideline.
Okay.
If we have it through private insurance or an employer, then we're gonna look at what that premium amount that the parent who has the children on their insurance is paying. Best practice and best thing, if you are the parent paying that support, go ahead and see if you can add the children onto your dental and health insurance. If not, then keep in mind that you will get to reimburse the other parent that you're already paying for those support obligations, but do ensure that they have a method and means to get that insurance. Now, courts are aware that some of us don't have insurance, that there are folks out there that don't. In situations like that, the court can order a cash sum to be added as part of your child support that accounts for some of those medical expenses. So again, y'all, we see the courts calculating this based on what's determined as reasonable for what you're earning. And again, that's that 9% for medical and about 1.5% or so for dental. And the court's gonna wrap that all up into your child support, and you're gonna look at that as one sum.
So basically, it'll just be one order, and then that way it's
Right.
either reimbursement or for the actual.
And it's all broken out so you see exactly what's coming from where,
Okay.
but that's essentially how the court calculates those amounts.
Okay, good. And then, so basically, does Medicaid count as medical insurance?
Yes, it does. And like we were just talking about, y'all, that's one of those methods that a lot of us do get benefits from the state. Now, again, if that's the case, and you're the parent receiving child support and you have the children on Medicaid through you, you're gonna get that reimbursement from the other parent paying you. Again, that's gonna be based on the premium you're paying for through the state, and that reimbursement comes as such. So definitely Medicaid is included. Now, Medicaid and dental insurance go hand in hand. That's always been part of the law. What's being changed now is that dental insurance for private as well.
Okay. And I know in Medicaid, a lot of the viewers are aware as far as Medicaid, but some, one of the biggest things is chips, you know, that they do know as far as chips, which chips would fall under the same category
Correct.
if the family was caring for it. So, I mean, I believe chips is income-based anyways.
It is,
Salary
and so
basis.
that's something we wanna also keep in mind when we're looking at the calculations of this and all that. The court is gonna consider and look at the incomes of everyone. Where are we getting some of those state benefits, and how does that fit into the family code guidelines for what your support obligations are gonna be?
Okay. So what about all the things I'm paying for out of pocket? Like, for instance, if my deductible is high, what do we do with that?
Great question, because I know a lot of us out there, we've got these really high deductibles, and we're looking at them thinking, I'm never gonna meet it, I'm always gonna have to pay out of pocket. And that is also something the courts can consider, and something that can be agreed upon. What we often see is that with what we call unreimbursed medical expenses, the courts can put certain guidelines in place. Now, the thing that generally happens is a 50% split between the two parents for everything unreimbursed. So all of those out-of-pocket expenses that we see for orthodontics works, for prescriptions, for doctor's visits, and so forth. Big thing to remember with unreimbursed amounts, the courts generally are gonna put some temporal limitations in place. They're gonna say things like, you have 15 to 30 days from the receipt of your invoice for that benefit payment to request the other parent to reimburse you. And you wanna be sure when you're getting those support orders and making that request that you look at what the judge has mandated. If the judge says you're entitled to 50% reimbursement for those out-of-pocket expenses, be sure that you read the full language to see that your entitlement is based on your duty to ask the other parent within a certain time frame. That parent then has to pay you back within a certain time frame. But the biggest thing people miss is that a lot of courts will put in that 15-day requirement, that 30-day requirement, and we wanna be real conscious of that. The receipt as well, and some courts will require that certified mail, and so you really wanna be sure if you're asking the court, be sure to keep it in mind with those additional steps that they require you to take to make sure you have receipt of those benefits.
Okay. Well, I definitely did want to say happy Friday and then
Happy Friday.
welcome as far as to the firm. Just kind of a little quick shout out also, tomorrow is our firm owner's birthday, so everybody feel free to either text, email Brandy and tell her happy birthday. She's 21 again. But all right, that's basically our show for today. Today's August 31st. We're so glad that you joined us live on Disclosure Live with Brandy Austin. Please enjoy your weekend, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us comments, any questions. It is Labor Day weekend. Everybody, please be smart and safe. No drinking and driving. I do believe it's possibly no refusal weekend also. And if you do get in trouble, call us. We do have a criminal attorney, but be safe. So we definitely will see you next weekend. I'm Heather Jameson, and I'm here with
Riddick and Ryan.
And happy Friday, and thank y'all for watching.
Bye, I'll see you next time.
Yay, see. Toodles.
Khatam?